50 applications, 100 applications, and absolutely zero response. The exact same automated rejection email. Sound familiar? If you are a software engineer trying to move to Japan in 2026, you probably felt like your resume is fading into a black hole. You have 3, 5, maybe 10 years of experience. You know you are stuck. So why is the Japanese market completely ignoring you? What's up, guys? It's Kei here. Today, I'm giving you the brutal truth from the inside. As someone who runs a tech recruitment agency here in Tokyo and leads a community of international engineers, I see exactly why the standard approach fails. It's not your coding skills, it's a system. And today, I'm gonna show you how to completely bypass the resume gatekeepers, target the hidden sweet spot of the Japanese tech scene, and share a crazy reapply hack that one of my Inner Circle members just used to land an interview at a startup that had already rejected him. So let's dive in. First, let's talk about why you are getting ghosted right now. Most international engineers make the exact same mistake. You only apply to tier 1 giants or massive, well-known mega ventures. You see a job posting on LinkedIn or a massive global job board, you click easy apply, and you pray. Here is the reality of the 2026 market. Tier 1 or 2 companies are absolutely flooded with thousands of applications from all over the world. Because of this volume, they don't have humans reading your resume. They use ATS, application tracking systems, and rigid automated filters. If you don't have a perfect JLPT N2 certificate listed on your profile, or if your resume doesn't match a highly specific keyword template, the machine deletes you before a recruiter even opens the file. Big traditional agencies do the same thing. They have junior recruiters who don't know code. They just look for N2 or Japanese fluent. If it's not there, you are out. Stop playing a game where the rules are rigged against you. You need to change the target. Instead of fighting the machine at tier 1 or 2, you need to target tier 3 startups. What do I mean by tier 3? They are well-funded startups, usually Series A or Series B, that just raised capital. They have real money, massive technical challenges, and they need to scale their engineering teams fast. But they have one massive problem. No one knows who they are. Because they aren't famous like Mercari or OpenInternet, they don't get thousands of applications. They are desperate for strong technical talent. And here is the golden secret of tier 3 startups. There is no corporate gatekeepers. At a Series A or B startup, the person looking at the engineering applications is often the CTO, the engineering manager or founder who actually understands software. When they open your resume, they don't care about standardized JLPT score. They look at your GitHub, your tech stack, your system design experience, and your actual portfolio. If your React or Go skills perfectly match what they are building this quarter, they will hop on a Zoom call with you next week, even if your Japanese is basic. They have the flexibility to bypass the rigid corporate rules that kill your chances at bigger firms. Now, let me share a story that proves exactly how different the startup world is. Recently, a member of my Inner Circle community applied to a well-funded Tokyo tech startup. He went through the standard channel, submitted his application, and a couple of weeks later, boom, rejection email. The typical, we've decided to move forward with other candidate response. For most people, that's the end of the road. But we looked at the company and realized this is a fast-growing startup. Their tech stack matches his profile, and they likely reacted him just because of a minor timing issue or HR filter. So he used a direct approach. He bypassed the application portal entirely. He found the email address at the bottom of the rejection email and reached out to it. Guess what happened? The HR lead replied within 48 hours, bypassed the previous HR rejection, and schedule a direct Zoom call or in-person interview. Why did this work? 1. Timing changes instantly in startups. A hiring manager's priorities can change in a single week. A feature gets delayed, a senior dev quits, or a new funding drops, and suddenly they need you today, even if they didn't last month. 2. It proves extremely high intent. 99% of candidates send generic applications to 100 companies. When a candidate takes the time to follow up directly with a hyper-focused value proposition, you instantly stand out from the noise. If you want to stop being ignored in Japan, you have to stop acting like a commodity candidate. So do this. First, shift your focus away from the Tier 1 giants and look for well-funded Tier 3 startups that are actively building. 2. Optimize your resume for humans, not machines. Highlight your technical impact, your architecture decisions, and your ability to build things independently using modern tools like AI. And 3. Don't take a cold rejection as a final no. If a company fits your stack perfectly, find a way to get your work in front of a technical decision maker directly. Building this exact bridge between talented international engineers and Japanese tech companies that actually want them is exactly why I am launching the Japan Tech Playbook 2026 this June. Inside the playbook, I'm breaking down the exact resume templates that work for the current Japanese market. I created a directory of high-growth startups open to global talent, and the exact outreach script you can use to land interviews directly. The slots for the launch are going to be limited. If you want to stop ghosting and start getting offers, hit the link in the description and join the waitlist. Stop applying blindly. Start playing strategically. I'll see you guys in the next video. ありがとうございました。